Victoria, look! London Bridge right behind us. And guys, if you look carefully, you can already see where we're heading.
Slava, you have that look again. The I have a secret plan look.
Maybe I do. Victoria, if you stay with me for a few more minutes, you will see something really beautiful.
And if I don't like it?
Then I promise I will buy you the biggest coffee in London.
Oh, now I'm almost hoping it's disappointing.
Everyone heard that, Victoria.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Cambridge English Walking Podcast.
Today, we're continuing our grammar walk series. Last time, we learned the first conditional near Cambridge University Library.
And today, guys, we're learning the second conditional right here in London.
And this time, no library, something a little more unusual.
Slava, are we walking towards the water?
We are. Come on, guys, let's keep walking and let's see what's waiting for us.
While we walk, tell me, what exactly is the second conditional? Is it very different from the first one?
Good question. The first conditional is for real possible situations, like, if it rains, I will take my umbrella. It's likely.
Right, something that could actually happen.
Exactly. But the second conditional is different. We use it for imaginary or unlikely situations in the present or future, things that aren't real right now. We're imagining them.
Give me the pattern.
If plus past simple, then would plus the base form of the verb.
If plus past simple, would plus verb.
Exactly. For example, if I had £1 million, I would buy a house in London. It's not real right now. It's imaginary.
So we're not talking about the past, even though we use the past simple.
Correct. Guys, this confuses a lot of learners. The past simple here doesn't mean past time. It just shows that the situation is unreal or unlikely.
Wait, Slava, at the beginning, you said, if you stay with me, you will see something beautiful. That was the first conditional.
Exactly, because that situation was real and possible. And look, you stayed, and now we're here.
Clever. You planned that.
Maybe a little.
Okay, I think I understand the idea. But Slava, where exactly are we going?
Almost there. Guys, look at this place.
Oh, wow. Slava, look at these houses. And are those boats?
They are. Welcome to one of London's most unusual little neighborhoods.
Instead of parking spaces for cars, there are parking spaces for boats.
Exactly. People genuinely live here, right next to their own boats.
Slava, this is actually beautiful. I take back what I said earlier.
So, no coffee needed?
I didn't say that.
Fair enough. But guys, look at this place. It's the perfect location for today's grammar because this place makes you imagine things.
What do you mean?
Well, Victoria, what would you do if you lived here?
If I lived here, I would walk by the water every single evening.
Perfect example, guys. Did you notice the pattern? If I lived here, past simple, I would walk. Would plus the verb.
And it's not real. I don't actually live here.
Exactly. It's imaginary. Now my turn. If I owned one of these boats, I would spend every weekend on it.
Would you really? You get seasick on a 5-minute boat trip.
Okay, fair point. Maybe I would spend every weekend feeling slightly ill, but happy.
Now that's more honest.
Guys, this is exactly how the second conditional works in real life. Not just textbook examples, real places, real conversations, and imaginary situations.
And we have a lot more imagining to do, guys. Let's keep walking along the water and let's build a few more sentences together.
If we keep walking, guys, you will learn even more.
First conditional again.
See, I still remember the last lesson. Come on, everyone, let's continue. Okay, guys, let's build a few more sentences together. Victoria, I have a big question for you.
Go on then. I'm ready.
If you could live in any city in the world, where would you live?
If I could live anywhere, I would probably choose somewhere near the sea.
Really? Not London?
I love London, but if I had a completely free choice, I would choose somewhere quieter with better weather.
Oh, fair enough. My turn. If I could live anywhere, I would probably choose somewhere with excellent coffee and terrible weather. So basically, here.
At least you're honest.
Notice something important here, guys. We can also make questions with the second conditional. If you could live anywhere, where would you live?
The pattern changes slightly for questions. Where plus would plus the subject plus the base form of the verb.
Exactly. Let's try a few more. Victoria, if you met a celebrity tomorrow, what would you say?
If I met a celebrity, I would probably say something embarrassing and regret it immediately.
Very relatable, guys.
What about you? If you met your favorite footballer, what would you do?
If I met him, I would probably forget every English word I know.
Even in your own language?
Especially in my own language.
Okay, let's try the negative form now. For the negative form, we can use didn't in the if clause or wouldn't in the result clause.
For example, if I didn't have to work tomorrow, I would sleep until midday.
Or, if I lived here, I wouldn't drive to work.
Good examples, guys. Victoria, one more. What if it's I, not she or he?
Good question. If I weren't so busy this week, I would visit my parents.
Wait, you said weren't, not wasn't. Is that correct?
Good catch, guys. In hypothetical sentences, were is the traditional and safest form, especially in careful English. If I were you, if he were here. In everyday conversation, you may also hear was.
If I were a bird, I would fly straight to the beach right now.
Very poetic, Slava.
Thank you. Okay, guys, let's do a quick game. I'll give you the beginning of a sentence, and you finish it out loud in your head or in the comments later.
Ooh, I love this game. Go on.
Okay, if I won the lottery tomorrow,
I would buy a small flat by the sea and never check my emails again.
honestly, same. Okay, guys, your turn. Pause the video or just think quietly. If I won the lottery tomorrow, I would...
There's no wrong answer here, guys. Just practice the pattern.
Okay, next one. If I could speak any language perfectly.
If I could speak any language perfectly, I would probably choose Italian, just for the food conversations.
Oh, very practical reason. What about you guys? Which language would you choose? Okay, last one for this part. If animals could talk.
Oh, this is a strange one.
If animals could talk, I think dogs would never stop complaining about walks being too short.
And cats would probably just ignore us completely.
Honestly, that's accurate even without them talking.
Okay, guys, quick recap of what we practiced. Questions with the second conditional, the negative form, and using were in hypothetical situations.
That's a lot of grammar hiding inside a very silly conversation about talking animals.
Oh, and there's still more, guys. Next, we're going to practice a few trickier situations and a proper challenge for everyone listening.
A challenge? Now I'm slightly worried.
You should be. Come on, everyone. Let's continue.
Okay, guys, the promised challenge. Victoria, are you ready?
That tone worries me a little, but yes, go on.
Don't worry, it's a nice one. We use the second conditional constantly when we give advice. If I were you, I would...
Ah, like when a friend has a problem and you gently tell them what you'd do.
Exactly. It can sound softer and more personal than simply saying, you should. Let's practice. Victoria, imagine I told you I can't sleep at night because I keep checking my phone.
Let me think. If I were you, I would leave my phone in another room.
Ooh, harsh, but probably correct.
I did say if I were you, not you must.
Fair point. Okay, my turn to give advice. Victoria, imagine you told me you're nervous about speaking English in a meeting.
Oh no, poor imaginary Victoria. What would you tell her?
If I were you, I would prepare just 3 key sentences beforehand, not the whole speech.
Actually, that's rather good advice.
Actually, Victoria, can I admit something? Before our very first video, I was terrified. I kept thinking, what if nobody understands us?
I remember. You barely slept the night before.
If I could talk to that version of myself now, I would say, relax, just start walking and talking.
That's lovely, Slava.
Okay, enough emotions, guys. Let's do one more round quickly. Give me a problem, Victoria.
All right. Imagine someone told you they always forget new English words the next day.
If I were them, I would write the word on a small piece of paper and put it somewhere I'll see it again.
Oh, that's actually clever.
Thank you. See, guys, if I were you isn't just grammar. It's genuinely useful for real conversations.
Let's recap quickly. We use if I were you to give gentle advice, and the same pattern works with if I were them, if I were him, or if I were her.
Guys, that's a lot of practical second conditional in one short part.
And now it's time to bring everything together, guys. One final part left.
Ooh, are we finally getting that coffee?
Haha, maybe. Come on, everyone. Let's finish this properly.
Okay, guys, before we go, let's put everything together with a proper review.
Ooh, I love a good review. Go on, ask me something.
All right, basic pattern first. If you had £1 million, what would you do?
If I had £1 million, I would probably travel for a whole year.
Very nice. And remember, guys, that's imaginary. It's not real right now. We use the past simple after if and then would plus the base form of the verb.
So, if I had £1 million, I would travel. Past simple, then would plus verb.
Exactly. Now let's try the question form. Victoria, ask me something.
All right. Slava, where would you live if you could choose anywhere in the world?
If I could choose anywhere, I would live somewhere with a beach and surprisingly good coffee.
Consistent, at least. Coffee is always part of the plan.
Of course, some things are not imaginary, Victoria. My need for coffee is real.
Fair enough.
Okay, now the negative form. Give me an example, guys, in your head or say it out loud with us.
If I didn't have this podcast, I probably wouldn't walk nearly as much.
Your turn, guys. Finish this sentence. If I didn't have to work tomorrow, I would...
Maybe you would sleep longer. Maybe you would go somewhere. Maybe you would do absolutely nothing.
That last answer sounds very tempting.
And finally, advice. If a friend told you they were nervous about a job interview, what would you say?
If I were them, I would prepare 2 or 3 strong examples and stop trying to memorize everything.
Ooh, solid advice. That's another useful way to use the second conditional in real life.
Exactly. If I were you, I would is a gentle way to give advice. You imagine yourself in the other person's situation.
That's good advice for everyone watching.
Oh, and one more thing before we finish. Do you remember were instead of was?
If I were braver, I would sing karaoke in public.
Would you really?
Absolutely not, but grammatically that sentence was perfect.
Fair enough. Guys, if I were braver is hypothetical, so were is the standard form here, even with I.
Okay, one silly one before we finish. Slava, if you bought one of those boats we talked about earlier, what would you name it?
Good question. If I bought a boat, I would probably call it the Grammar Walk.
Oh, that's surprisingly sweet.
And if you bought one, Victoria, what would you call yours?
If I bought a boat, I would call it Slava owes me coffee.
Very fair considering everything.
Good. Now let's check the whole structure one time.
If plus past simple, then would plus the base form of the verb. We use it for imaginary or unlikely situations in the present or future.
We can make questions, use negative forms, and use if I were you to give advice.
And remember, even though we use the past simple after if, we are not necessarily talking about the past.
That's the important idea. Don't let the word past confuse you.
And guys, if you'd like all of today's patterns in one place, we've made a short PDF cheat sheet for this lesson. Just click the link in the description.
It includes the structure, examples, questions, negative forms, and a few practice sentences for you.
And if you understood all of this just from listening today, that's really impressive, guys.
Speaking of impressive, Slava, I believe someone still owes someone a coffee.
Ah, yes. I was hoping you had forgotten about that promise.
Oh, absolutely not. If you don't buy me that coffee right now, I will become very grumpy.
And that, guys, is a perfect first conditional. Real, possible, and very, very likely.
He's learning.
All right, before we go and get that coffee, guys, one task for you. Write one second conditional sentence.
Answer this question. If you had an extra hour of free time every day, what would you do with it?
Start with, if I had an extra hour every day, I would, and finish it your own way.
And would you like more grammar walks like this one? Tell us in the comments.
If you enjoyed this lesson, give it a like and subscribe so you don't miss our next walk, conversation, or grammar lesson.
Thank you for learning and speaking with us today. We hope this walk made the second conditional feel easier and more natural.
Once you've practiced with real examples, these patterns become second nature. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and don't worry about being perfect. Use the language and keep going.
Bye, everyone.
And Victoria, if we don't find a cafe in the next 5 minutes,
I will become very grumpy. Bye, guys.